Here are the 15 best games of 2025, first half of the year, ranked based on how hard they've gripped me and how many hours they've stolen. Monster Hunter Wilds. Alright, so this might sound like I'm trashing this game. If I was then, I wouldn't put it on this list. I tried Monster Hunter Wilds for about 4 hours, and it's complicated. The monster designs are insane. The open maps are larger than ever. The food looks great, and visually, that's it. I don't think the game looks better than Monster Hunter World, and they are 7 years apart. To make matters worse, the performance is pretty rough. Frame drops, stutters, and some nasty loading times made my experience kind of painful at launch. If you've got a Beast PC or next-gen console, you might be okay. But even then, it's not perfectly smooth yet. That said, when it works, it's amazing. The new ecosystem is next level, with monsters actually fighting over territory in real time. The weapon rebalances make older favorites feel fresh. So yeah, if you're willing to fight through some performance issues, this could be the best Monster Hunter yet. Just don't expect a flawless ride right now. Toby Fox finally dropped the next big chunk of Deltarune in 2025, and wow, this one hits. If you loved Undertale and the earlier chapters, this feels like the payoff we've all been waiting for. The writing is still sharp, hilarious, and somehow deeply emotional when you least expect it. But the real upgrade? Combat. Combat's more complex now too, with new mechanics that test your reflexes and morality. It's turn-based, but also borderline bullet hell when things ramp up. Exploration also feels more open this time, with side quests that matter and secret routes that are legit challenging. Music? Pure Toby Fox magic. Some tracks are going to be stuck in your head all year. The best part? It's still got that weird mix of goofy humor and existential dread that made the original special. If you're into story-driven indie RPGs with heart, this is an absolute must-play. Berserker Kazan. If you've ever wanted to feel like a one-man apocalypse, Berserker Kazan delivers. This is a brutal, no-holds-barred hack and slash where every swing of your axe sends limbs flying, and every shield bash feels like you're cracking skulls open. The combat is weighty, deliberate, and deeply satisfying. Think God of War 2018, but with even more blood and less father-son bonding. The story is your standard revenge tale with some Norse mythology sprinkled in, but who cares when the duel system is this good? It's not reinventing the wheel, but damn if it isn't one of the most viscerally fun combat systems this year. Split Fiction is one of those games that grabs you from the very first second and doesn't let go. It's a mind-bending third-person action adventure that plays with reality in a way we haven't really seen before. The big hook? Reality isn't stable. You're literally tearing through parallel worlds mid-combat. 1 second you're in a neon cyberpunk alley. The next you're in a crumbling medieval fortress. And it all happens seamlessly. It's not just a gimmick either. The environments affect combat. In one timeline, you've got cover and tight corridors. In another, it's wide-open chaos. Combat is where Split Fiction really shines. It's a mix of slick gunplay and brutal melee, with powers that let you bend physics. If you're into games that blend tight combat, insane set pieces, and deep lore, Split Fiction is one of those titles that needs to be on your radar. Schedule 1. You start as a small-time dealer hustling on the streets of Highland Point, but it doesn't stay small for long. Before you know it, you're building labs, running distribution networks, and making deals with shady characters while trying not to get caught. What makes it so addictive is the empire-building loop. You're buying businesses, hiring employees, laundering money. It's like a crime-focused management sim, but way more hands-on. There are shootouts, turf wars, and constant choices that make or break your empire. It definitely gives you those Breaking Bad vibes. If you like open-world crime games with a strategic twist, this is one of the most unique experiences of the year so far. Yo guys, help me hit 1,000 subs. I'd seriously appreciate it.
Get ready to be brought down.
Dynasty Warriors Origins. The hack and slash king is back. Origins feels like the old-school power fantasy we all love, mowing down thousands of soldiers with one swing, but with some modern upgrades. Enemy AI is smarter. They flank, they counter. And some bosses will absolutely wreck you if you button mash. They've also introduced customizable movesets and an ability system that lets you create some ridiculous combos. If you've been missing that chaotic battlefield energy, but wanted it with a little more depth, this is easily the best Dynasty Warriors we've had in a decade. Doom: The Dark Ages. The Slayer's back, but this time id Software did something bold. They went medieval. The Dark Ages is still fast, brutal, and ridiculously gory. But now you've got swords, shields, and demonic war machines in a world that looks straight out of a hellish fantasy novel. Don't worry, and the guns are still there, and they feel just as punchy as ever. It's just that now, you're also ripping demons apart with a massive broadsword in between shotgun blasts, and it feels amazing. Traversal is heavier this time. Less double jump parkour, more brutal, grounded combat with some siege mechanics thrown in. Mario Kart World. Nintendo finally did it. They gave us the biggest Mario Kart ever. Mario Kart World takes everything great about the series and blows it up into a massive, globe-spanning racer. We're talking real-world inspired tracks alongside the classic Mushroom Kingdom chaos. And the variety is insane. The customization is deeper too. New kart builds, character outfits, and even dynamic weather that changes mid-race. It's still Mario Kart at its core. Pure fun, chaotic items, friendships destroyed. But now it feels like the ultimate version of the series. If you own a Switch or the rumored new Nintendo console, this is a no-brainer. AI Limit. This one is a sleeper hit for fans of Nier Automata and Sekiro-style combat. AI Limit throws you into a decaying cyberpunk world where humanity is on the brink, and you're this augmented soldier with insane agility. The combat is all about timing and positioning. What really hooked me was the tone. It's dark and beautiful. Boss fights are these gorgeous, horrifying monstrosities that look like they were ripped straight from an AI nightmare. If you love games that mix heavy lore, crazy set pieces, and challenging but rewarding combat, AI Limit is going to eat up your time. It's stylish, it's weird, and it's one of the best surprises of 2025. Ninja Gaiden 2 Black. Team Ninja brought the classic back, and wow, it still hits hard. Ninja Gaiden 2 is the definitive version of one of the hardest action games ever made, fully remastered for modern systems. The visuals are sharper, the frame rate is buttery smooth, and the combat is still that perfect mix of skill-based precision and outright brutality. If you've never played Ninja Gaiden before, be warned. This is not a casual hack and slash. Every enemy will punish your mistakes, and bosses demand mastery of every mechanic. But when you pull off a perfect chain of combos and decapitate an entire squad of demons in seconds, nothing feels better. This is pure old-school challenge brought to the modern era. And honestly, it might be the best way to experience one of the genre's all-time greats. Kingdom Come Deliverance 2 cranks up everything fans loved about the first. Historical realism, brutal melee combat, and in-depth RPG systems, but with more polish, better pacing, and way more personality. Henry returns with a sharper tongue and an even sharper sword. And this time, the political drama cuts deeper. Bohemia feels more alive, with townsfolk actually reacting to your actions over time. Not just on a surface level. The world is dense, not with markers, but with real, lived-in stories. Combat's still clunky in the most deliberate, intense way. Perfect for duels where every swing feels like life or death. Quests have multiple paths and meaningful consequences, and the world looks insane on next gen. This one's a slow burn, but once it hooks you, it does not let go. Tainted Grail, The Fall of Avalon. First-person RPG, open world, dark fantasy, check, check, bleak, check. It's rough around the edges, sure, but that's part of the charm. The world of Avalon is cursed, decaying, and dangerous as hell. You're a survivor, clawing your way through a corrupted kingdom, one broken blade at a time. Quests go deeper than they first appear, full of moral ambiguity and bizarre outcomes. Exploration feels risky and rewarding, especially with how the world subtly changes based on your decisions. The game's still evolving, but it's already punching way above its weight. The combat's weighty. The writing is way better than you'd expect, and the atmosphere is unmatched. The world building is phenomenal. Every village has secrets, and every quest has moral weight. If you like games like The Witcher, you'll definitely enjoy this one. Elden Ring Night Rain. Night Rain isn't just DLC, it's From Software rewriting the bar again. This expansion takes everything that made Elden Ring a modern classic and injects it with even more madness. The new region is oppressive and beautiful in that perfect From Soft way, drenched in moonlight and misery. The bosses, next-level grotesque. The kind that makes you pause, not out of fear, but pure awe. Mechanics evolve subtly. New weapon arts, magic systems, and enemy behaviors push even veteran players to relearn the dance. And the lore, my god, the lore. From Software knows its audience, and Night Rain delivers a haunting, unforgettable epilogue that feels essential. If Elden Ring was a revelation, Night Rain is the reckoning. Oblivion Remastered. It finally happened. The game that defined a generation is back, and it rules. Oblivion Remastered doesn't just slap on a graphical update. It rebuilds the heart of what made 2006's classic so magical. The weird NPCs are still weird, the quests are still wild, and the combat's been retooled just enough to feel modern without losing the janky charm. Cyrodiil looks incredible. Lush forests, snowy peaks, all of it lit with modern lighting that doesn't feel out of place. The guilds still have some of the best quest lines in any RPG. The dialogue's as awkward as ever, but now it's crisp, beautifully animated awkwardness. It's like revisiting your childhood home after a full renovation. Nostalgia hits hard, but it's more than that. It proves that Oblivion's core design holds up. This isn't a cash-in, it's a celebration. Clair Obscur Expedition 33, this came out of nowhere and hit hard. This is one of the most unique JRPG-style games we've seen in years. Visually, it's like a surrealist painting in motion. Dreamlike cities, twisted enemies, everything bathed in this soft yet haunting color palette. But it's not just looks. The turn-based combat has a reflex system that feels tight. The story? Wild. You're part of an expedition to stop the Paintress, a cosmic force that erases people from existence. And every death carries a weight. The characters are flawed, strange, and beautifully written. The world building's bizarre but compelling, like reading a fantasy novel written in a fever dream. What's crazy is how confident the game is in itself. No hand-holding, no filler, just pure ambition. Easily one of 2025's most impressive surprises so far, and it will probably win the Game of the Year award.